Every now and then I'll do an interview and you introduce the person and it's always very nice. But at this point, if you don't know who she is and you don't know what she looks like before I even tell you, then why are you even listening to the show? Because she's been on the show a couple times in the past. We love her. It's Katie Cassidy. Katie, how you doing?
What's up? How are you?
Doing very, very well. So I gotta say, Katie, I'm watching Agent Game and I got some Black Siren vibes when I
Oh
was watching
yeah.
Miller a little bit. So do you feel like there was any similarities there for you?
I mean, I think there not as much because it based off, it being a grounded real person versus the Arrowverse in comics. So there is a little similarity, I guess, but I think Miller is her own powerhouse and her own brain and she's sort of like her own island. So I guess that's the similarity. Black Siren was kind of like her own island. But obviously the fight training and weapon training and the action came in handy because when we signed on to this movie, I was like, who's the stunt coordinator? And I was like, great, I need to talk to him. Hi, I actually know how to use weapons. So can I do all of the things? Like, I don't need a stunt double because it's not like I'm jumping off a building. He's like, dope, yes.
That's not a hard sell. Wouldn't be a hard sell for me. I could tell you that right now.
Actually, that moment, I don't know if you've seen the trailer, but there's like a moment where I'm doing some with the gun and then I like do this dope ass move and like it was really cool. That's like sort of where that came from. That wasn't, but it made it into the trailer and I was like,
Of
yes.
course it made it into the trailer. Come on, come on. That's not the only good moment either, by the way, but I won't, of course, I'm not going to spoil anything. It's not my job.
Oh
So
yeah.
the one thing about Miller, though, is there's so much about her that I think is really, really intriguing. What do you think her biggest asset is?
Her brain and her computer knowledge and her ability to uh she observes, right? And it's funny because like when we went to Georgia, I sat down and had when I met Grant, the director. So me, Katie Cassidy, when I'm like, I'm a bit like Miller in the fact that like I grew up playing video games. I love Call of Duty. My dad had me one of my dads breaking down and building up computers. I love technology. So like I could definitely relate to the character personally. But so I was I was just going through my process, I guess, after reading the script and analyzing the character and coming up with backstory. And I was talking with the director and I said, Katie Cass, so I often I often pace and twirl. I call it the pace and twirl. So I have this amazing place, home, oasis, I call it. It's like my office that I live at the moment, but eventually one day it's going to be production office,
Nice.
my production office. But I pace and twirl when I'm like creatively thinking of ideas, and I do this, and I was like, I don't know what it is, but something about Miller, and I just kept doing. She has to have like something that it's a distraction from her brain, if that
Oh,
makes
I
sense.
noticed it. No, I totally noticed it. I was going to ask you about it, and now I'm
Oh my
glad I
gosh,
picked up on it.
good. I have not seen the movie yet, so I'm glad you have.
Well, it comes across. I will tell you that right now. So the pace and twirl is definitely a part of her
Yeah,
character for sure.
yeah, it's more like the finger. I don't know, just like a, I don't know. It was like this vibration thing.
Mhm. No, totally. No doubt about that. She's not the only woman kicking ass in this movie, though, because we also have Visser. And hey, what was it like reuniting with Laurel's former BFF there, Annie?
I love Annie. She's the bomb, and it was fucking awesome. Like when I found out that we were going to be working together, I called her immediately, and I was like, "Yes, yes! Oh my god!" I was like, "Girl, I thought I was going to have to hold down the fort by myself as the only woman, but thank you. And I'm so glad to work with her and be reconnected with her. This is no bullshit. This girl is awesome, and you know, I'm very." I'm not somebody who's sitting here who's going to be like, oh yeah, I'm just going to say this, but I'm going to say this because I'd probably just be like, yeah, they were nice. Anyways, so how about them Dodgers? But Annie's actually the shit. She's dope. It was really fun.
I didn't know she had all those moves in her either. I'll be honest, because
Oh
we didn't get
yeah.
to see her do that. I had no idea, no
I
idea.
just want to say, wait to the universe, wait until just Annie's gonna like she's like stepping into her place, like her power right now. I'm so proud of her.
Oh, I believe it. I believe it. But I also love the team that you guys have got going on. You've got Miller, Kavinsky, Reese. Might be one of the favorite things for me about the movie. So how did you all find such a strong chemistry between the three of you?
I think we all, as actors, everybody has their own method, or call it method, call it whatever, to each their own way of bringing these characters to life. And I guess when you've got a group of actors, really talented group of actors, who, if you can, at least for me, like, I guess I don't let the fact that Mel Gibson and Dermot Mulroney I'm working with them because that's so fucking cool, and I can want to fangirl out like I do. What Women Want, loved that movie. Anyways, and so many more, but not getting in my head and just reminding myself, like, we're actors, we all I think also work similarly. They're professionals. So yeah, and I was just honestly just happy to be around other creative, awesome people. So it was pretty amazing, and yeah.
Well, the one thing that I think is really cool about this movie too is because you hear the term trust is earned all the time, but that's so true of Agent Game in so many ways. So how did you feel as you're reading, go through the script? There's all these twists and turns going on. What were you thinking?
I need to read this again. Read this again and again because it was a lot. What was your question?
What was it like for you getting all those twists and turns? How were you processing that, thinking how insane this movie was and all the trust issues going on there?
On a personal level, or as an actor, or
on a personal level, because if when I was talking to Aiden, I was like, I got done watching this thing and I'm looking over my shoulder wondering, okay, who's coming up on me? Who's behind me? Can I trust this person? I was paranoid.
I know. I can't wait to see the movie, because you know what? I trusted the director, Grant. Grant, you better not fuck this up. I trusted you. I know you won't. I'm kidding. Just let me have a little fun with people.
Again, he doesn't. So since I've seen, it's weird for me that I've seen it and you haven't. But yes, he did a fantastic job.
Yeah, can I get a link? Who do you know?
Danielle.
Can you send me a link so I can watch it with?
Well, if you get if I would watched it with you, I'd have known. But
I know we could have done it live.
There you go. We could have done like a watch party type of situation.
I should have been hired as the
next time. We'll do it for the sequel. Marketing. So you talked about Mel, and there's no shortage of big names in this cast. You also talked about Dermot too, because and I want to talk about him specifically. What was it like working with him? Because that dude in a movie like this, I feel like is just next level.
It was amazing. Dermot's funny. There's something, again, I'm very spiritual, and I won't get deep into it, but Dermot, it's almost like he read me, if that makes sense, before we even met. And I was like, what? And he was like, oh yeah, that's what happened. I get what happened. I get it. I got it. Okay, what's up? I'm Dermot. I'm like, hi. Are you psychic? What is happening? But also, I used to have such a crush on him when I was a kid watching My Best Friend's Wedding. But obviously I didn't say that. I was like, hi. I mean, I was just really excited to be working with, such talent and, people I grew up watching. It was, not gonna lie, it was really cool. But it's fun because, I don't know how much action, on Arrow for the last 10 years, and even before that, I mean, Taken, When a Stranger Calls, Nightmare on Elm Street, blah, 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 Harper's Island, I could keep going, but I've done a lot of action. So I'm used to squibs going off, and I know, like, Check the Bear, like, I'm just used to it, especially being on a TV show with so much action. So I could tell it was cool. Like, it was almost like we got each other because it's chaotic when you're shooting, and it's loud and it's freaky, and because it sounds real, and we're all like, Like I mean, it's crazy. So it's almost like he and I had to be like, we got each other, okay? Like I got you, you got me, okay, great. In fact, my tattoos say that, and then these are older, but
There you
anyways.
go.
Yeah, he's dope. He's awesome. He's great to work with, and so was Mel, and so was Annie, and so was Aiden, and so was Grant and Tyler. I mean, honestly, it was a great group of people.
No doubt about that. Let's get a little deep for a second, though, because this film lives in a really morally gray area quite a bit. So how do you think Miller actually views herself and what she's getting herself into, or at least what she thinks she's getting herself into?
I don't think we know. I think that's yet to be revealed. I think we may not know Miller, who we think Miller is. I think there's more of the story, but again, I haven't seen it. So
that's the second time now. That's the second time now that I was thinking the same exact thing before you even said it. So we're right here.
Are we? Are
right
we on
here,
the same?
yes.
What color are your eyes?
I'm Dermoting you right now.
Oh, see? What color are your eyes?
Brown.
Oh, okay. They were green. It was just going to be a mic drop moment, but it's fine. I accept you as
My wife's eyes are green, so well, bluish green.
Oh, maybe it's through your wife.
There you go. She's channeling from the other room.
Yep, green eyes.
So before I let you go, we've talked about Arrow a couple times, and I couldn't help but think as I'm watching this, because I can't not think about that when I'm watching something like this with you in it. If we could get a sequel, which hopefully we will, which one of your former Arrow castmates would you love to see come into this world as a new character?
David Ramsey, yo.
Oh, yes.
I love
Yes.
David motherfucking Ramsey. Sorry, I am going to go there because I do. Talk about I love my people from Arrow. They're like family to me.
Oh, yeah.
But like, it's funny because David, when we were shooting, I actually, season 1, I worked like 2 days an episode and we shot 9-day weeks. And I was actually like, what? I was in Vancouver. I was like, I want to work. When is my character going to do something? And my character didn't really interact much with David's character season 1, a little bit more season 2, not till the end. So David and I weren't really that close, but like, because our scenes weren't really together. And then all of a sudden, like it's 3 years in, and now my character's in the lair, and I'm part of the squad, like the team. There. Yeah, like Miller. I'm like, yeah. So the second season, and then I'm like, I mean, I just talk about an incredible human being, but people in general, like when you're there all day, every day, then I was there regularly, their family. David Ramsey, he's like such a badass when it comes to action and martial arts. I mean, on set, we were doing jujitsu, like he comes from that world, and he's a really hard worker. He's also directing. I think he's doing his own show, actually.
He is.
But he would totally gel well with us. If you know what I'm saying.
Boy, I'd be scared if I saw David Ramsey walk into that group, because who knows how that would go.
Oh my gosh.
Especially, depending on which side he's on, you guys might be in trouble. Is all I'm saying.
That's true.
You don't want David Ramsey on the bad side of you for sure. But I mean, there's so many great characters and actors that you'll see in Agent Game, which is coming not just in theaters but on demand, digital HD on April the 8th from Lionsgate and Saban Films, and she's just one of the wonderful people that you'll see in it. Katie Cassidy, thank you so much for taking the time today. Appreciate it.
It was great talking to you. Bye.